Hello kids, I'm just making a read aloud and showing you how to use things in Google Classroom. So this won't be posted till like Monday the 4th. So you click on this. If it's not already full screen, I think you can click on present. That should get you to full screen. Try that. Once it's at full screen, remember you're going to have to click enter to get to the next slide. But I'm going to read all these slides for you. Jefferson Parish Schools, first grade social studies packet. Our school, Schneckenberger, is part of Jefferson Parish Schools. Note, text boxes have been added to the slides as places for you to write your answers, and that means type your answers. I'm going to show you the text box when we get to it. Please have a parent or guardian help you put your answers on the slides. If you are having trouble typing, you can complete your assignments on paper, then email me photos or scans of your work. So everybody gets a copy of this. You don't type on this one. This just tells your parents what's going on. The social studies pack this time is about history, and it's historical thinking skills. That means you're old enough to know that some things happened in the past before you were born. Remember, we learned about Mesopotamia and Egypt. Some things happened right when you were born. Some things happened when you were a baby, and things are happening now. And so they're asking you to make a personal timeline, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples of timelines. You're going to make one of your life. Directions. Create a personal timeline that highlights events from your life in both the past and the present. Begin with your birth year. So you're going to begin with the year that you were born. Now, we're not going to watch this whole video, but do you see the line in the back? They're making a timeline from the left to the right. When you go to the assignment, watch the whole video, and I put it in two places. It's in the Google slide, and it's out of the Google slide as a YouTube link, in case it gives you any trouble. But you should be able to just watch it.
What are you working on, Masaki? Hello? Hola? Konnichiwa!
Oh, hi, Mom.
What's this?
Julie's grandma said this tree has been here for 100 years.
So they're going to make a timeline of the tree,
Just
maybe?
like the people in our own community.
Or her own life?
Trees in this...
So I'm going to go to the next one, because you can watch that on your own. Now, this is where you can type to make your timeline. If you click here, look, I'm going to back. Oh, let's get down here. Exit. See how I'm exiting? I'm not going to be able, well, we just learned something. I'm not going to be able to type when it's in the present mode. So if I click in this little box, I can put the year I was born. I can put 1 for January, and I can put a slash, and I can put 26 for January 26, and I was born in 1964. Oh, maybe I should just make it 64. Might not have enough space. 64. Then, if I click over here, now that information's in there, and I put this is the year I was born. And I have a capital and a period. Then I can put another year. Let's see. I'm going to skip. I'm not going to do my whole life because I'm just showing you how to type in the boxes. Let's see. 1. It was in January the 3rd. 1993. I started teaching, in Jefferson Parish. See, everybody can mess up typing a little. Okay? So you would sit down with your mom or dad and you can make a timeline from top to bottom. It doesn't have to be on here though. I will accept a timeline on paper. Let me give you one more example of a timeline that is not in this Google slide. I'm just reminding you of what timelines are. I'm changing my tab. Remember when we did Egypt and Mesopotamia? This is an example of a timeline. They had that pharaoh named Djoser and Khufu and Khafre, then the Thutmoses. Then remember Hatshepsut, then King Tut, and here's modern Egypt. So you can make a timeline of many different things, children. And in our classroom, we even had a timeline of the daily schedule. I don't know if you remember that on the board, but we did. Oh, let's go to the next one. So now here's something else to write. Letter writing, creating a new primary source. Directions, write a letter to a friend telling them about a time at school this year that made you very happy. Now this one's a little confusing. You might want to write this on paper. It's on 2 slides. That's the top of the letter. This is the bottom of the letter. Alright, so you would put, let me use this hand to type. Once again, that's a text box. You can type in there. What is today? 4/28/20. Okay, let me zoom in close. Remember, I'm typing this a few days before it's going to appear. So say I'm writing a letter to my friend Gladys. If I just click on the box, Dear Gladys. You're supposed to put a comma, if you can find the comma. Now I'm supposed to tell Gladys about a time this school year that made me happy. So I'm going to indent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One day when we were at Centers, I was very happy to see all the children working on different things in different places in the classroom. I was so glad to see them working independently or with partners while I work with a small group. That is one of the things I like best at school. Centers. I can't find my exclamation mark. Let me switch hands. Oh, it's over here. Okay? So that's just an example. You write what made you happy at school. Was it going to computer lab? Was it math class? Was it working with partners? Was it daily 5? Was it reading out loud? What made you happy at school? Then you can make your letter longer, and then you have to sign it. Your friend. So since I'm writing the letter, I sign my name. That's my first name, Renata. And so that's the last slide. This time there are only 6 slides. Okay? So that's the end of this video, and I will put it in the assignment. Oh, no, it's not. I'm forgetting. I have to show you the other timeline example. Okay, so I just laid some things out. And I'm going to go over them. So I just put some things in a row, and that's a timeline. I can't put everything on the timeline. Okay, so they told you to start with the year of your birth. So in 1964, Miss Seeger was a baby. That's my baby picture. My sister is holding me. I'm the baby. Then, this is Miss Seeger's first teaching job. I worked in a classroom where almost all the children spoke Vietnamese, and we celebrated Vietnamese New Year every year. Then I have the year I was married. You don't always have to have a picture. And my pictures got ruined in the Katrina flood. So then the next thing I put on there was when I had my children and Hurricane Katrina. And so as you see, this isn't a picture. That's my Katrina bell. And I keep putting the year. And then I jump all the way from 2005, 2006 to present day, 2020. And who knew? Now I'm teaching on Zoom. So there's lots of different ways to make a timeline. If you want to make a timeline, take a picture and send it to me.